What? It says low network. Oh, there we go. Okay, you're live.
Okay. This.
What's
We
wrong?
should probably put it on LTE, huh? Did it say low network connection?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guess we'll just go with it. Try it out, unless you want to shut it off.
Why? Why wouldn't it be good?
I don't know. It just said low network connection. That's not a good sign.
Oh, I think.
Well, people are watching, saying hello. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we're having a discussion on our connection. If it's going to
What do
be
you
good.
think, baby?
I don't know. No, it might be on the computer.
Okay. Ask him to get off, please. All right. Love you.
Love you.
Anyways,
Hi.
here we are. Hopefully we don't have any problems. Right as we were going on, it said low network connection. So we were going to switch to LTE, but either way, here we are. Welcome to the Tuesday night show.
Castor Giovanni,
What
Amy
up, Joe?
Oliver. Hello.
What up, Amy?
I think I said hello to Rebecca. Yes.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. So cool that, well, I mean, we can't see you, but we know you're on the other side of that camera there.
Yeah, it would be cool if we could see everybody.
Yeah.
That would be totally awesome. We should try to have no one invent that.
It might be distracting.
Yeah, we'd be trying to have conversations with all the people on
Deborah.
there.
Hello, Deborah. Wilson. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in.
This is us, Parenting with Purpose. This is our series that we are in. Our first series was marriage. This series is parenting. Family.
The fun stuff.
The fun
Parenting.
stuff. Yes. Hallelujah for that.
Hi,
It is
Jess.
the truth.
Thanks for joining. It's always encouraging when you guys hop on. We like to know that you're out there and we're not just speaking to thin
Yes.
air. Yes.
Yes. And those of you that get on that don't say anything, please say something. Say where you're from. Share it out. Go ahead and share it out now if you guys don't mind. Just hit the share button.
Yes.
And it'll put it up on your wall as it's going live. Hit the little hearts and the likes and, you know,
Especially
back and forth.
Yeah, and some of you people that have shared in St. Pete, I've noticed we've had some likes from St. Pete or Seminole area. So it must be from you guys sharing down there, and then they'll go on our This Is Us life coaching page, and they're joining the page. So, you know, sometimes you might feel like, oh, there's not a
Spreading the
response.
love.
Yeah, nothing, but people are asking to join the page and follow. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. This is how it gets out there. This is about how, you know, how it goes. We all share. We get blessed by it. We share it out. It's super easy.
Troy,
What up, Troy?
Troy.
Yeah, it's finished, buddy.
I think is he still in Texas?
Yep.
Troy, are you in Texas?
Yep. He's
Got Texas
got
on the line.
all kinds of
Yes.
stuff he's working on over there. I'm excited.
Awesome.
You're the man, buddy. All right, well, let's jump in. You ready?
Yeah, well, the first thing we were going to talk about, I think, right? You want to do the fun, no fun first?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
That's how
sound
we
really
do it.
nasally because I have a cold, so I might not be talking as much this time. But I'm sure you guys
We'll
don't
see.
care. Yeah.
And I'm super anxious because I was just trying to do 22 things as we got going. So we we were just doing breathing
we
exercises.
were doing our breathing techniques. I'm like, you need to take a breather real quick. I'm like, let's just sit here. And we're like,
it's funny.
Gianna said, this needs to be on the live. So in case you were wondering what we were doing a few minutes beforehand, this was us.
This is us. Exhaling negativity, fear, emotions, doubts, thoughts that don't line up with value and where we're going.
Yes.
Yes. So again, tonight, Parenting with Purpose, part 2. Or maybe it's part 3. I don't even remember. But we'll put it in the title. It'll be the right one on there. Go
So
ahead.
these
No
are some
thoughts?
keywords. Basically more so for younger kids, but I mean, hopefully by the time they're older, they've already got this. But if your kids are older, you could kind of use it, maybe change up the terminology some. But we use fun and no fun. And so I put down, when we set respectful boundaries with kids, we train them to set their own boundaries. So a lot of times, you know, we're hearing like more and more adults today, they don't even know what boundaries are. What are healthy boundaries? How do I set those boundaries?
Where do I start?
Yeah, and I was thinking, man, that comes from in childhood, you know, them not learning what those boundaries are, or parents not implementing boundaries on how you're going to behave around me in this environment.
Yes.
And how you behave affects other people and their environments. You don't get to just act like a fool.
Because they have value. You have value.
Yeah, so like when your child starts throwing a big temper tantrum, or maybe not even that extreme, maybe they're just like doing something really annoying, or like
Being
for
crappy.
me, I really can't stand loud talking, like really loud. For some reason, that's like a pet peeve with me. So I'm like, inside voices. And if you can't do that, I just say, this is not fun for me. So if you want to talk that loud, can you go in the other room, or can you go to your room, or can you go outside? You know, give them choices of other places that they can be.
Yes.
But in my environment, what I need from you is for you to not be so loud, because that's not fun for me.
Yes.
Or
And
the
some
arguing.
And some people think that might be, well, you know, you're bossing your kids around. But we're not. We're setting boundaries. We're setting environment. The first one we talked about was atmosphere. We're setting the atmosphere in our house. And, you know, sometimes kids come in and they talk real loud and they just talk at na. And it's just loud, and you're at the dinner table and there's just really no reason to be that loud. So there isn't any reason to be that loud. So just saying inside voices, or when you're in the car, that's like a huge one for us. When they're in the car and
Yeah,
they start
you're
getting
trapped.
real loud, there's just no reason to be that loud when there's just 3, 4, 5, 6 people in one little space. So those are boundaries that you start to set because you value yourself.
Yeah.
And you value
Your
them.
your peace of mind.
Your
Like, doesn't
peace.
that drive you crazy, or whatever that thing is that drives you crazy?
Yes.
Just let that be known. You know, that bothers me. And so
Yeah.
you're teaching your kid that their attitude, that what they bring, what energy they're bringing, has an effect on the people around them. And so when that person speaks up and says they don't appreciate that, then let's be mindful of that and love them and honor them and make adjustments.
Yes. And that's teaching them and modeling for them that later on,
Yeah.
when somebody's loud with them or saying things that they don't like, then they can say the same stuff. I don't want to do that. Don't do that around me. You know, you're keeping your
Respect
space.
my boundaries.
Yes, you're keeping
Yeah.
your space clean, for lack of better words, but the way you like it. And it really just comes down to valuing yourself, you know, and moving on with that, and then bringing value to your kids that they matter. Like, they're little people. They're not little rugrats that are just a pain in the butt, and God, I can't wait for them to go to sleep, which we kind of talked about before. You know, so all of what we do with our parenting is always on purpose, and I just, again, want to be clear. We miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it a lot, but that doesn't mean that I'm not purposeful and I don't apologize and keep right on going, because it's the bigger picture. You know, when you miss it in the little thing, you still win on the big picture. You know, parenting with purpose and actually having purpose and reason on why we do stuff and why you do stuff with your kids, not just kind of shuffling off into the wind that hopefully it's good.
Yeah, so like one of the ones I use a lot when the kids are arguing back and forth, bickering, I'll just say, this is not fun for me. So if you guys could go work out your situation
In your
room or outside or whatever, that's fine. But this isn't fun for me to listen to arguing.
Yeah.
And if you need somebody to help you figure out a solution, then you can pay me $5 or whatever money that you set.
Quarter.
And then I'll help you work it out. Which one do you choose? And so usually they'll go in the other room and they work it out, or they just stop arguing because they realize this is not fun for mom and I'm not going to pay her and I don't even need to do this with you.
Yes.
And it works. It diffuses.
It works.
Yeah.
Instead of you getting in there and saying things like, why don't you guys shut up? Why don't you guys be quiet? You know, we get in there as parents and we try to control it.
Yeah.
We try to control it. Kids are arguing. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Well, really, it's not.
And they start acting like toddlers, so you start acting like a toddler and
Ooh.
match that behavior and lose all
should
your
post that.
self-control. Yeah.
Adults don't act like toddlers. So because
We've been
they're
guilty
being
before.
a toddler, because they are, or whatever age, we don't need to come to their level and start yelling at them and trying to control them. So we give them choices, and in the choices,
We're going to have fun.
yeah,
In
but
this
in the
environment.
choices, they are becoming strong and powerful and choosing what they want to do, and that gives them value, and it makes them feel big, for lack of better words, makes them feel a little more adult-like, that they're choosing how it's going to go, but we're setting the boundary that it's not fun.
Yeah, and if you're
So,
going to be in this environment,
we're gonna be fun.
whatever room we're in, we're going to have fun.
We call it the
So,
fun zone.
if
We're
you're
together,
not-
it's the fun zone.
If you're not having fun, then you can go in another room and do it, or go outside, or wherever. But you have to respect this environment in our space, and
Yes.
yeah.
And my friend John Roll coined the no cry zone. The kids start crying, this is a no cry zone. So you're fine to cry. Just go to your room, down the stairs, go in the bathroom, go outside, cry it all out, and then come back in and let's have fun. Because when we're together, we want to have fun. Not that, homeschooling is fun and parenting is fun, but it's the concept. We're not going to be negative. We're not going to be mean to each other. We're not going to talk down to each other. And for sure, the two of us aren't going to try to control our kids by being loud and yelling at them. So giving them choices is the key.
So
No
we
matter what it
encourage
is.
you this week to use that. As
Yes.
soon as you feel like it's not fun, just go ahead and say, this is not fun.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun, so not fun, go to your room, go outside, whatever. And then they'll
Yes.
start learning, hey, if I'm going to be around them in that environment, I have to keep it fun. Anyway,
And it takes a
that's-
little while. So, you gotta work this in. These
Put
are,
it into your culture.
Yeah, and put it into your tool shed, because typically the tool shed, it has two tools. Being loud with control, or I'm going to spank you is like the final control. Those are the two things that typically parents use to control the house, to keep it the way they want it, which is just keeping the kids small, keeping you loud, keeping you in charge, keeping you powerful. The kids are moving with fear of punishment and being loud, and so it's just not the way it's supposed to be, we think. You are still free to parent how you want, but this is what we think, and we, as This Is Us, think that creating powerful kids, giving them choices, and not controlling them is how, when they're older, and we'll find out when our kids
you
are
really
older.
win. I feel like you really
We'll
win.
find out.
Everybody
if they get
wins.
Crazy.
Okay,
Yes,
so off of
everybody
that,
wins.
that's one tool thing for you to use. And the other thing, which we titled it, was the antidote to arguing with your kids.
Antidote
I
to
am
arguing.
telling you, this works. It is so good.
Can I speak?
So good.
Can I speak?
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. I look like Noah. Noah does this when we're talking. He puts his hand up to talk. I'm the arguer. Like, this is what we have done over the years to resolve some of my issues. Like, when I'm arguing with Noah and I feel like I'm arguing with myself, it's because he's a little me. And Gianna's very much, her mom, D personality, go-getter, sharp, doesn't need to say much to get her point across. When something's going on and they say something and then I say something, and none of this is loud or yelling or being toddlerish. This is just conversations in the car, at the dinner table, at the couch that are talking just like this. But they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'll say something, and then one of them will say something, and then I'll say something, and one of them will say something, and then I'll say something. And it just goes back and forth, and it's really going nowhere. And 9 times out of 10...
And somebody's getting more frustrated as it's going.
It's getting louder.
Back and forth. Shh.
Don't tell on me.
You're telling on yourself.
I'm putting myself out there. This is
Vulnerability,
vulnerability.
right?
This is real
Transparency.
life stuff. This is us. I'm the arguer because I always want to get my point across, and I feel like in the situation that I'm right, and sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. So I keep wanting to get my point across, and Noah is like the master negotiator, and he has a reason for every single thing on the planet.
He's not easily shut down.
He's never
Yes.
shut down. So so it gets louder, right? And then at the end, somebody has to put their foot down and be the loudest and be the powerful one. And it's usually me. And then I have to apologize. So these are the antidote to stop that, to nip it in the bud, to squash it from the very beginning. And I'm telling you, we have used this over the past year or two, and it is amazing. The antidote for arguing with your kids, but we're not talking about being loud.
You should get a pen and paper. You should get a pen and paper or put it in notes in your phone or something so you don't forget.
Or watch the replay and write it down.
Yeah, but I encourage you to write it down.
Yes. You ready?
Because you'll want these.
Bum, 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 bum. So imagine that you're arguing and you have something going on, back and forth. You say things
For
like...
instance, these are examples. I had to write it down because I really just pick a couple out of all of them and I use those a lot. But an example would be if your kid were to say, "This is stupid." Normally you would be like,
dun, da, da, da.
"What do you mean it's stupid? Blah, blah, blah."
Oh, you're so ungrateful. You don't have any idea. There's kids that don't get anything to eat.
Yeah, so then you're arguing back and forth. So your kid says, "This is stupid." You just say, "I know."
Or mine is, "I understand." That's my favorite.
I'm
Sorry.
Or your kid says, "Not fair. That's not fair." And so you say, "Probably so."
Probably so.
And the idea is you keep the calmness to your voice. Like,
what do you say to "probably so"?
Yeah, when your kid is all escalated and fired up and crying and yelling, we want to reason with them and have this like big conversation. That is not the time to do it. It's the time for you to let them have their moment and you just remain neutral and calm with these one-liners.
It's key. Calm one-liners.
I know. Probably so. Or your kid says, "This is so mean." You say, "Could be."
Could be.
Could be. And
get to my favorite.
Wait. Or, "I don't know. Nice try." I use that one a lot. Nice try.
Yeah.
And then the favorite is,
I forgot.
I understand.
I understand.
Because really, they're just venting. They want to be heard. They want to know that you heard them. It's not about going back and forth, back and forth.
It's not a power struggle.
Yeah, if I just say,
heard.
"I understand," just that comment, it's like, for lack of better words, it shuts them up.
It shuts it down.
It shuts it down.
And you let them know that you understood, that you don't think it's fair, and instead of me trying to prove my side of why it is fair, it's just probably so, could be,
I know,
I understand,
probably so, that could be, I don't know, nice try,
I use the nice try
I
a lot.
understand. These will save your sanity. It will keep
It's
you
the
from
antidote
going crazy.
to arguing.
What will it have been like in the bathroom and like he said, like Noah will be saying something, then he says something. Noah says something, he says. I'm thinking, here we go. Why? You can't
That was
argue.
like 10 years ago.
You can't argue. Well, we're learning, as we go.
Sure.
If you just stop, there's nothing to argue with.
Yes.
You could use this in marriage too, going
Totally.
back and forth, back and forth. If somebody just stops and goes, I know, probably so, could be, I understand. It just like diffuses it.
Diffuse.
Yes.
It's the ultimate diffuser.
So use that this week.
Yes, those are tools.
I'm telling you.
The antidote.
You're going to be like, this is miraculous.
Yes, but you have to, gotta do it. Gotta implement it. You have to, gotta do it. And for us, it took a while to just try to do something different because we just knew that the yelling and the parents becoming toddlers was not the antidote for arguing.
Losing our self-control.
We become uncontrollable.
And kids pick up on that. They know when you're out of control.
Yeah,
they know when they're
pushing
pushing
sometimes they push
your
your buttons to try to get you, into that spot. But it's really because they're looking for connection, and the only way they get connection is when they act up because you pay attention to them then and connect, even though it's on the negative side. That's just your kids crying out that they want to be in your life more than a few minutes here and a few minutes there and to do your chores. They want connection. They want your time.
Yeah, or trying to manipulate and move you off of feelings of guilt or that you're not a good enough parent, like saying, I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to play off your emotions subconsciously and make you feel like, so-and-so's parents let me do it.
I understand.
Yeah, I understand. Probably so.
And you don't need to defend, because you know it's not the truth. We don't have to defend as parents. You know, we just have to be. We just have to be love, be gracious, be kind, be the model, be the role model, be the teacher, be the coach, be the parent. You know, we just are these things. So defense isn't needed to prove your kids wrong. Just
stand in your confidence.
Stand
that
in your
you're
value.
a good parent.
Yes.
Yeah. You're
stand in your value.
equipped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Already. It's already
You're allowed
in
to
there.
have boundaries to keep you sane, keep you in a peaceful state,
Happy
and
zone.
vocalize what those things are and expect them to respect it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. We love you guys. Go to our website and log in or check in or subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Get on our mailing list. This is uscoaching.com. If you have any questions about parenting, we're going to do a question and answer
Q&A with P&J.
Q&A with P&J. We're going to do one of those like we did with marriage. So if you'll write your questions underneath here, we already have a couple. We'll get them together and we'll answer them. But again, keep them on parenting for right now, because that's where we're at and that's what we're sharing and bringing value in.
Yeah, we want to give you guys as much value as possible and serve you well. So if you have those questions, please put them down.
Put them down. Share this out, like them, write where you're from so we can kind of get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, do you remember where that guy was from last time that said Julia told him? Oh, well.
Figures. I forgot. Anyways, we love you guys. This is us. You're amazing. You can do this. Write these things down and start putting them into your life. And watch. It'll be the antidote for arguing.
Fun, no fun, and then all the one-liners that you already wrote down. Use them this week. I want to hear your testimonies coming in of how it worked for you.
Use them in the morning, around breakfast.
Yeah,
love you guys. You're amazing. This is us.